Welcome back to Watch This Podcast. So this is our second video, and we got new cameras. So hopefully it looked better.
Hopefully it look good. Perfect. Off to a fantastic start.
So we had one of our special fun times at the movie theater and went to see Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
Which, if you don't know, is about a child that drives a car. It's the sequel to Baby's Day Out. It's pretty amazing. Finally learns how to drive, and then it's just a solid 90 minutes of a child driving an automobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of it.
Yep, that's it. That is it, yeah. Hopefully you like it.
Hopefully you fuck yourself.
That is certain.
So this is fairly new, just came out like a month ago, right? It hasn't been out too long.
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah.
New Edgar Wright film. And I feel like it was a pretty fair step up for him as far as maturity in a film goes. It still had some humor, but it was more from the guy that did, the action parts of Hot Fuzz than from the guy who did Shaun of the Dead. And there's music in pretty much every scene. Right. And the scenes that are not set to music have that high-pitched ringing in the background. Yeah. Which I found it was effective, to show, the effects of his tinnitus and why he constantly listens to music. But I also found it quite annoying because I hate high-frequency noises like that. Which that's...
I guess I never noticed that.
They were even playing that over the distribution logos before the movie, like during the TriStar logo and stuff like that.
Oh, like the high-pitched ringing?
High-pitched frequency.
Okay. I guess I missed that.
Well, catch it next time.
Well, if there is.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing that I found myself thinking quite a few times throughout the movie was that even though I did really enjoy it, it's really not one that I would see myself rewatching anytime soon. Which I can't say the same for his other films. I've seen Shaun of the Dead dozens of times.
Right. I think I would. I've actually thought about certain scenes from it since we went and saw it, and I think I would rewatch it.
Overall, I thought the soundtrack was really good, which that's not a new praise for the film. That's one of the best things that's been said about it.
Right.
It's the music. I mean, there's a number of times during the heists where it's like an entire song will play, or if I liked how there were times when it would get off track, something off plan would happen, and he would stop and rewind the song,
right,
to get back into
the groove, right.
There were certain stylistic things that I didn't care for as much, like at the very beginning when they're playing. Oh fuck! I can't even remember what song they're playing, but when he's first walking to get the coffee after their first job, and like actual song lyrics are showing up like on the walls behind
right,
him,
like in graffiti,
right,
or like certain instruments that were played were like written in or showing up, like the mannequin in the store was playing the saxophone right when the saxophone solo comes on and stuff like that. So, and that's what I was talking about, like that kind of like choreography that I was talking about.
Well, and apparently that long take, they shot that like 28 times, which would get fucking tedious.
After like 5.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, I appreciate like the style. It feels like it stood out a lot more in this than it did in other films. Because I mean, that's a lot like the scene from Shaun of the Dead,
right,
at the beginning where he walks to the convenience store to get his Cornetto bar.
Yeah.
It hits a lot of the same beats, but it just didn't feel as. And they do it twice in Shaun of the Dead, and it still didn't feel as like it was drawing as much attention to itself. Right. I don't know. I noticed his stylistic choices. I noticed them as like conscious choices throughout this film, which is probably the only real criticism I have.
I kind of agree. Like it felt like less organic. Like it was definitely forced.
Right.
As opposed to like it was just kind of like one of those stylizations that was just I don't know, in like previous movies it just felt more natural.
Right, yeah, absolutely. It didn't feel like he was making a stylistic choice specifically.
Right.
I mean, obviously, that's what he was in Shaun of the Dead, having pretty much the exact same scene a second time, but with zombies in it that time, that's clearly a stylistic choice, but it just felt more natural than it did in this film. Especially with the how synced up the action was with the music sometimes, like the guns being fired to the beat. Again, something that he did even with Queen in Shaun of the Dead. They at the end they beat a zombie to the beat of that "Don't Stop Us Now" song.
Right.
And it was obvious that's what they were doing, but it just felt less on the nose than them firing guns to the beat of a song.
Well, maybe just because of how old Shaun of the Dead is now. I mean, it's 13 years old. I mean, it's maybe because he's done that with every movie he's come out with. Well, every movie that he's made, I feel like he's done something to that effect.
With that one specifically, though, I guess maybe the reason it felt more real in Shaun of the Dead is because everybody was listening to that song on a jukebox.
Right.
In Baby Driver, it's just him listening to the music in earbuds. Mm-hmm. So the people outside having the firefight.
Right, there's no reason for them to be on beat with what he's listening to.
Exactly.
Right, I get it, yeah. I guess that didn't bother me so much. Like, I didn't have a feeling one way or the other about it. It didn't... like, it was something I noticed, but it didn't ruin, like, that particular scene for me.
Yeah, it didn't ruin it for me. It just stood out. The fact that I noticed it was just, I had to have some kind of complaint coming in here tonight. I didn't want to just suck this movie's dick all over the place. Although, it's got a lot of dick to suck. I mean, to be honest, I would...
gladly receive this movie in my mouth. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of action. I think... most of the performances were pretty well done.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I thought the main gentleman was quite good.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, that was him. Well, we did comment about him looking quite a bit like Han Solo in.
Oh yeah, he had a
with
very
the vest and stuff.
Well, no, it was like a Letterman jacket, but it looked like the Han Solo vest over a long sleeve T-shirt, but it was like his jacket and then his jeans and. Which I don't know if that was a conscious choice or if that was. I don't know.
Edgar Wright's a pretty big Star Wars nerd, so I don't think he could make a character look like that on accident.
Right.
I did like that there was no CGI or green screen in any of the car chases or anything like that. It was all done with practical driving, which is pretty crazy because
the driving in this movie is insane.
Yeah, he puts fucking Driver to shame.
Right. Yeah.
Baby Driver puts Driver to big time shame.
Yeah.
Just with the drifting that he does, the controlled drifts, and just the multitude of techniques he uses in the film, right down to using the fucking parking camera, like the auto parking camera on a car to guide his way backwards up a parking garage.
Right.
I did like how, we're not going to do any kind of spoilers, but I liked how it did kind of subvert your ideas of who was going to fill what role in the film. Like people that you start off thinking are going to be one way, kind of take a left turn. So and that's multiple characters.
I was going to say, there was a couple turns there where you think, okay, well, this guy's going to be the main bad guy, and then somebody else comes in, and they're like, okay, well, this is going to be the main bad guy, and then
and a lot of that has to do, I think, just with typecasting that these people have gotten. I mean, shit, two of the characters in it, the two Oscar winners in the film played similar roles in other movies because they were both in Horrible Bosses 1 and 2 together.
Right.
And although, clearly he's not playing Motherfucker Jones in this movie, but it's close.
Right.
Although I think Jamie Foxx, being the one who probably has the strongest comedic background, is actually the least funny in the movie.
Right.
Which, and I guess I'm not going to have it be really a complaint, but I did expect it to be funnier. There were funny parts. Mm-hmm. And the guy sitting next to us was watching a way funnier movie than we were watching.
Oh yeah, he loved it.
Even when nothing was happening. All right, yeah, dude, we get it.
Calm down.
We're all watching a comedy. Put your dick away.
I think he really enjoyed those potato skins.
He did.
They were good, but damn.
These are great.
Yeah, I don't know. it's weird that other people enjoying a movie too loudly will take me out of the movie. But dear Lord, that guy was something.
Yeah, no, he was really phoning that one in. I feel like maybe he's like, I don't know if he was, because he was clearly on a date.
I bet he didn't get any. But yeah, overall, I really just the few cons was just that I felt that some of the stylization was a little too on the nose, and I thought it could have been a little funnier and a tad bit shorter.
Yeah, there were a few things, especially toward the end, that I think would have been a better ending point.
Right.
So specifically one that we talked about before it went even further, but yeah, it did. I agree with you there. It was a bit too long.
But overall, I would definitely say go see this, go watch this.
Oh, for sure.
It's fun in the theater because it's got a lot of music. Very good sound editing. There's even when they're firing the smallest of pistols, they all have a nice bang to them.
Right.
It's just a fun movie, you know. It's not hysterically funny, and it does have some surprising violence, some bursts of violence that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Nice to see that from Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You have anything else you wanted to add about Baby Driver?
No, I'd highly recommend it.
Indeed.
Especially in the theater.
Yeah, really, I would say overall, if you enjoy any previous Edgar Wright film, there's no reason to think you wouldn't enjoy Baby Driver. So go see it.
Agreed.
If you had to put a number on it, what would it be on our sliding scale?
I'd say a 3.
A 3 indeed. That's what I was going for too.
Right on.
Damn. Simpatico. All right. Well, until next time, this is Watch This Podcast signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely day.